why we don't believe that we can do it better. We have to believe, we have to be positive to try to change the things. This is why we have to, we're not going to give up. You know, the only give up is the guys who is weak mentally.
Listen, if you think success is luck, you're already losing. If you think greatness comes from showing up sometimes, you've already quit. This is not about talking. This is not about posting. This is about doing. It's about commitment, not for a week, not for a season, but for life. Because commitment isn't part-time. It's not optional. Commitment is a lifestyle. Commitment is a lifestyle, not a part-time job. Most people treat commitment like a seasonal thing. They're all in when motivation is high, when they feel good, when the conditions are perfect. But true commitment has nothing to do with how you feel. It has everything to do with who you are and what you decided. When commitment is real, it shows up in your actions every day without compromise. It doesn't take weekends off. It doesn't disappear during tough times. It stays with you through pain, fatigue, setbacks, and distractions. It lives in the early mornings when you drag yourself out of bed while others are still dreaming. It lives in the late nights when you're still grinding while everyone else has checked out. Commitment means showing up even when you don't want to. It means putting in the work when no one is clapping for you, when the cameras are off, when there's no crowd cheering your name. There's a big difference between being interested and being committed. When you're merely interested, you'll work when it's convenient. When you're committed, you'll work regardless of convenience. That's the mindset of a winner. That's what separates the elite from the average. The average wait for inspiration. The elite create discipline. The ones who are truly committed don't need reminders, don't need motivation, don't need external rewards. Their hunger comes from within. Their standard is high, and they won't allow themselves to operate below it. Commitment is doing the hard things again and again, even when progress feels slow, even when no one believes in you. That's what makes a champion. Effort is everything. It's the great equalizer, because effort doesn't care how talented you are. It doesn't care where you started or what gifts you are born with. Effort is about what you decide to give, how deep you're willing to dig, how far you're willing to go. Some people might be more naturally gifted than you, but they'll never outwork you if you don't let. That's the mindset you need. Relentless, focused, hungry. Not waiting for perfect conditions, not blaming the system, not making excuses. Just pure, consistent effort. And that's the thing about high-level performance. It rewards those who show up every day, even when they don't feel like it. There are no secrets, no hacks. Just consistent effort stacked over time. That's how confidence is built. That's how endurance is built. That's how dominance is created. By pushing through the boring days, the hard days, the days when everything you want to quit, and choosing to go harder instead. If you want to rise above the rest, you can't rely on what you are born with. You have to outwork everyone. You have to become obsessed with growth. Obsessed with the grind. You have to fall in love with the process, not just the result, because the results don't come unless the work does. And the work has to come from effort, raw, real, consistent effort. That's why talent alone will never be enough. It might open the door. But effort is what keeps you in the room. Effort is what takes you from being good to being great. And greatness, true greatness, is only achieved when talent is combined with obsession, focus, and an unstoppable drive to improve. Every single day, without fail. Without fail. Champions train when no one is watching. That's the difference between wanting to be great and being great. It's not about the crowd, the attention, or the spotlight. It's about what you do when it's just you and your goal. No noise, no audience, just you grinding in silence. That's where real character is built. Anyone can show up when the lights are on, but the true warriors show up when it's dark, when no one's checking in, when no one's expecting anything. That's where champions are made. In the lonely hours, in the quiet pain, in the reps nobody sees but everyone feels on game day. Your body is your most powerful machine. And like any elite machine, it needs the right fuel, the right care, and relentless maintenance. You can't expect peak performance if you treat your body casually. It reflects every choice you make, what you eat, how you train, how you recover. You don't push it to the edge without respect, you sculpt it with discipline. Every stretch, every drill, every ounce of recovery counts. Your body doesn't lie, it mirrors your commitment. Fuel and discipline determine performance. You can't just train hard and then eat like you don't care. That's not how peak performance works. What you put into your body becomes the energy you train with, the focus you compete with, the strength you rely on when it counts. Discipline isn't just about showing up to the gym. It's about making the right choices all day, every day. The right food, the right sleep, the right habits. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results, and without it, even the best intentions fall apart. Sweat, repetition, and sacrifice build greatness. There's no magic formula, no shortcut to the top. It's just consistent, hard and glamorous work. The reps you do over and over again, the sweat that drips day after day, the time you give up for the sake of your dream, that's what separates a winner from a wishful thinker. It's not one workout, it's hundreds. It's not one sacrifice, it's a lifestyle full of them. Greatness isn't given, it's earned through pain, focus, and complete dedication. Ignore the noise, let your work speak. People will talk, they always do. Some will doubt you, some will try to distract you, others will try to pull you down. But when you're focused on your mission, none of that matters. You don't argue, you don't explain, you execute. Let your discipline speak for itself. Let your results shut the critics down. When you stay locked in and consistent, the noise fades, and your performance becomes the only voice that matters. Real power comes from staying silent and moving with purpose. Don't aim to participate, aim to dominate. Showing up isn't enough if your goal is to be the best. You're not here to blend in, you're here to rise above. That means pushing beyond comfort, raising your standards, and refusing to settle for average. Every session, every drill, every moment is an opportunity to go further than the rest. You don't want to just be on the field, you want to control it. Domination starts in the mind, and it shows up in the way you train, the way you live, and the way you compete. Rest and recovery are part of the grind. It's not weakness, it's strategy. Strategy. Your body can't perform at its peak if you don't give it time to rebuild. The root champions know when to push and when to pause. Recovery isn't laziness, it's preparation for the next level of intensity. Proper sleep, stretching, hydration, and mental reset are just as important as lifting and running. You train hard, so you must recover harder. That balance is what keeps you sharp, fast, and explosive when it matters most. Unbreakable commitment leads to unstoppable results. When you're truly committed, there's no plan B, only plan A, and that's to win. It's a fire that never goes out, a mindset that never switches off. You don't hesitate, you don't backtrack, you keep going, no matter how tough it gets. That level of commitment builds momentum that can't be broken. It turns goals into reality and effort into legacy. The more committed you are, the more powerful you become because nothing, not pain, not fear, not failure, can stop someone who refuses to quit. The world doesn't need another excuse maker. It needs another beast. Train. Eat. Recover. Repeat. Let your work do the talking. And when it's time to perform, dominate. You just got fueled by Motivate with 07. Now go earn it.